awaken to the smell of smoke. As I open my eyes, I see my room is on fire. My first instinct is to check on the children. I rush to save as many people as I can from the fire. With each rescue, the fire becomes more dangerous as it blocks my path. I seize the other wolves, helping everyone out too, which puts my mind at ease. I then notice that I haven't seen my family and decides to search for them. Luckily, it doesn't take long for me to find them, but they're trapped in the room. I took a huge breath and blew the door down. However, I also inhaled smoke, which causes me to cough. My family helped me out of the hospital. When they finally escape, the hospital becomes engulfed into flames as the everyone watch. The children also gather around me, trying to put out the fire from my fur. I don't understand who would do this. Why at a hospital? I feel lightheaded and my vision fades.
I woken up in the middle of the night and decide to get something to eat. This feels weird, as being in prison for so long I've forgotten how nice it is to have the freedom to get a meal when you want. As I open the fridge, I feel something land on my shoulder. I've seen this crow in prison, I believe. Did it follow me back here? I rubs its head with my finger.
His name is Henry. Henry returns to me, but pulls my hair in the process.
I see. He's a cute little guy.
I hold Henry close to my heart. He's very special to me. Not because he's useful, but because he's my support. He reminds me that the world isn't over. I need him just as much as he needs me. Rebecca looks like she is thinking. Probably about her old pact.
I know what you mean. You would do anything for them. Artist smiles back at me.
I know we got off on the wrong foot, but I see how special Amber is to you. You don't have to feel threatened by us. Rebecca returns with a warm smile.
Thank you. I see you all as my new pact. You have nothing to fear.
I'm happy to hear that. Now why don't we make you something to eat? Alfred usually doesn't leave leftovers, so we'll have to make do with a sandwich. Rebecca and I talked for the rest of the night. She is not a bad person at all. She was lost, just like I was once. The next morning, I wake up and I look out the window. It's a nice sunny day outside. I give a warm smile as I turn on the TV. However, my smile quickly leaves as I listen to the news.
Last night, the local children's hospital was burnt down. No news on how the fire was started or if anyone was involved. If you know any information, then call the local police department. Thank you.
I turn off the TV and think about the children. I hope they're safe. But why would anyone start a fire, and at a children's hospital of all places? I remember about the wolf that was there protecting the children and wonders if he's still alive. I wonder if Jane knows anything about the fire. After all, this is a criminal case and arson will look into it. I get out of bed and put on my slippers. As I make my way to Jane's office, I hear a knock on the door, but I wonder who would be visiting today. Yet I have a feeling it's about the hospital.
I go to answer the door and find a wolf sitting at the entrance.
May I come in?
Normally I wouldn't, but since this is the first time hearing a wolf speak, I decide to let him in. I don't understand how I understand him. I escort him to the living room where Rebecca and Jane are in the same room. Slowly everyone comes downstairs, knowing what this is about.
My name is Daniel. You may know my father, Bigby. The woman in the judge outfit nods. Because he needs. No, I need your help. As you heard, there was a fire last night and my father has been in a coma ever since. I don't know who would do this, but I need your help in finding out who did it.
Without a second thought, I agree to help. I know what it's like to worry over family. Don't worry, I'll help you. Jane smiles at me and said,
Good, because this is part of your community service.
I stand up and make my speech. We'll all help. After all, we're the hometown heroes and maids of this town.
I look at the woman named Amber and remember my father talk about her. My father was right about all of you. For she is indeed a hero.
As we make it to the hospital, we split into groups. We notice how much the hospital has suffered from the damage done. The smell of death reeks as they enter the building. I walk around to find burnt paperwork and medical equipment. As I go deeper into the hospital, I see something that haunts me. The burnt remains of nurses that were working that night. The woman seems to be holding a child in her arms. I feel uncomfortable as I remember how my uncle and young master died. My knees give weight and I start to cry. Is this how you felt? I failed both of you. I will live with this guilt until my last breath. I'm so sorry to the both of you. It should have been me. I wish it would have been me. I try to wipe my tears and continues through the hospital. However, I can't stop crying over what I saw. Something that could have been prevented if I was there at home that night. Suddenly someone holds my hand. Sally looks up to me. She wipes my cheeks and together we explore the burnt hospital.
As we explore the hospital, we find a room still intact. Alfred, still feeling guilty, puts his head down. You know you're not going to find anything by looking at the floor.
Sorry. Just have some stuff on my mind.
You remember what happened that night, don't you? That's what I thought. Can I ask you something? Alfred nods. Just because we failed to protect our young master doesn't mean we failed at life. What happened to him was very hard on all of us. But we can't just shut down. We have to keep living for them.
I look at Sally, remembering what I told the young man at the cafe. She's right. I can't feel sorry for myself. I have to bring justice for the children of this hospital. To the nurse who gave her life to comfort a scared child. I know I'll never forgive myself for what happened that night, but I can at least be the hero for the dead. For those that no longer have a voice. As I tell myself, I found a new motivation and start searching everywhere for clues. I have to thank Sally. For she is my reason why I know what love is. I promise to do right by her. For my heart beats for the both of us.
I smile knowing I helped him in his time of need. For he is my hero and I his heroine. And like he said, his heart beats for the both of us. It's thanks to him that I know what love is. I was afraid of falling in love, but he loves me for me. He better give me a ring someday.
While Alfred and Sally explore the bottom east wing, Tiffany and I explore the top floor of the east wing. As Henry flies out the window, I look down the hall. I find medical equipment that have been burnt. Part of it has a name of patient. Only the last name can be read, as the rest is too burnt to read. I'm worried about Tiffany, so I ask how she is. How are you feeling?
Headaches come and go, but I'm okay.
You know, if you're not feeling okay, you can always.
I'm good, Artie. Thank you for your concern.
Tiff, I wasn't saying it to be hurtful. You're a part of this family, and you play a role in this team. You're important to us.
I'm sorry, artist. It's just, with Rebecca joining the team and my injury, I feel left out, you know. Like I've served my purpose.
Stop. You're important to me. I don't want you to ever feel like that.
Yet you feel like that too. I know you.
Tiff, this really isn't the time to talk about.
I found what you were hiding.
Tiffany, what did you say?
I found the pills you were hiding.
Tiffany, why would you?
Don't tell me that I'm needed when you have those fucking pills in your room.
Tiffany, I keep those there as a reminder to never again go there.
What do you mean?
When I was living with my mother, I hated my life. I took those pills because I was unhappy. I was too scared to follow through, and a month later, my mother would curse me. Believe me, there is no escape from what I become. But I learned to overcome it through you.
Artist, I'm sorry
Tiffany, you guys are my second chance at a family. I don't want to leave any of you behind. Because the truth is, I was scared. I may look cold on the outside, but on the inside I'm afraid. I even sent my crows to check up on all of you because I didn't want anything to happen to any of you.
As Artist begins to cry, I rush to her side. I give her a big hug. I regret saying what I did. I'm sorry, Artist. I was wrong to assume that of you. I love you, sis.
With Rebecca by my side, we explore the other side of the hospital. I think to myself about the recent events. Funny. Last week I was here visiting Tiffany, and a few days ago you. Now it's all burnt down, yet the structure remains. I can tell Rebecca is thinking about Bigby.
After you left, Bigby came to visit me. I guess we both know what it's like to lose your pet. I hope he recovers.
I hope so too. He saved me from being executed by the judge.
You were in trouble with the law?
I was framed for a crime I didn't do. Bigby was there to help explain how I didn't bite him.
So you were responsible for what happened at the station? Amber nods at me. So you also killed those officers? Did you know one of them treated me like a human and not an object they find fuckable?
We had orders to take the sheriff alive. They weren't going to give her up, so we decided to act. I didn't take pleasure in killing them, but they left us with no choice. I'm sorry, Rebecca, but he was with the many that died that night.
I search the room more until I see something outside that catches my attention. I think I see something we can use. Wanna come with? Amber nods and we both head outside. The evening sky looks peaceful, even when death and destruction is around you. Life can find a way to show you something beautiful outside of it, I said while looking at the sky.
So did you find what you were looking for? Rebecca snaps back to reality and finds the item she saw.
It's a cigarette.
You smoke?
No, but there's something about the smell that is different from the rest of the ones in the hospital.
How can you tell?
When we first came here, I got a scent on what the nurses and children smelled like. This smell is different from the rest.
Do you think if we gave this to Daniel, he could find the person with that scent?
I'm happy and disappointed that you didn't think I could track them. But Daniel might have a better chance.
We both meet up with Daniel in the woods. Rebecca lets Daniel smell the cigarette.
I know this smell. This man was a father and... Oh no!
I look at Daniel confused.
His son passed away and blamed the hospital for not saving him. I slowly become filled anger. And so you wanted them to suffer too. I'll rip his fucking neck apart for what he did to my father.
Daniel runs towards the scent. Before I give chase, Rebecca stops me.
Amber, get the others. I'll follow Daniel.
All right. But remember, we need him alive. Rebecca nods and rushes to Daniel. She tries her best to stop him.
Killing him isn't going to fix anything. I speak from experience. Daniel ignores me as he continues to run. Daniel, please listen to me. If you kill him, you'll only give him an easy way out, and he'll never face the punishment he deserves.
I have to stop him for good so that he doesn't harm anyone like this again. And this is the only way.
I realize now that the only way to stop him is by force. I didn't want to resort to violence, but if I don't, Daniel will do something he'll regret for the rest of his life. I can't let him make the same mistake like I did. As the moon starts to rise, I can feel the transformation coming on. My ears start to appear and I'm faster than before. I jump on Daniel, trying to hold him down.
What are you doing? Get off me.
Stopping you from doing something you'll regret. However, Daniel breaks free and we face off.
I thought you were a friend of my father's, but I see I was wrong. You're in my way.
As he charges at me, I grab him by the throat and slams him into the ground. I can feel the power of snapping his neck, but I refuses to give in to my inner beast. Listen, I'm not doing this to hurt you. I went down this path before and it made me into someone ugly. Someone that used her sex appeal to kill. I get you're angry, but you must calm down. He will face his punishment. Daniel stops moving and asks me to get off him. I do so and Daniel begins to weep.
I want to make my father proud. I'm supposed to be his replacement. Leader of my pact. Rebecca brushes my fur.
She gives him a smile and we continue to walk together. For she is not my enemy, but my friend. The scent ends at a bunker. Rebecca slowly opens the door to scan for any traps. They enter and find a man sitting in a chair with the brown light glowing the room. His suit is dirty with dirt on his shoulders.
Took you long enough. Then again, seeing as you took this long to see my child, I'm not surprised.
What he said angered me. I growl at him in protest. What are you talking about? We tried everything for him. You don't think we felt a heavy loss? I cried for him. The man seems unfazed as he takes out a cigarette.
How can you be so casual about this?
Because I don't care anymore. I lost my soul the day my son died. I have no family.
I understand his pain. What lost is like. I know the feeling. The world just watch as your family gets taken from you. You just want to die with them.
So you know what's next then, right?
I know you feel like that now, but over time you heal with the help of others. I learned this myself.
Don't give me that crap about saving my soul because my life ended 10 minutes ago.
You didn't.
I took some medication pills that will put me to sleep. For good.
I walk up to the man with me getting a pet in return. You really do miss your son, don't you? The man starts to cry.
I loved him so much. He was my only son. My only hope. And he was taken from me. I have nothing to live for anymore.
The anger I once had goes away as I feel sorry for him. You know, if I had completed my revenge, I probably would have ended up like you. The man nods and makes a request.
Can both of you keep me company until it's time? If I'm being honest, I'm also scared.
We sit next to the man. He starts confessing his sins and is sorry about what he did at the hospital. As time passes, the man starts to feel sleepy.
I think my time is coming.
The man said, wanting to rest. Rebecca looks at the man as he slowly closes his eyes. The last thing he sees is Rebecca giving a sad smile. His eyes slowly shut. His soul finally leaving his body. We both weep for the man.
We finally made it as we found Rebecca and Daniel. Rebecca is carrying the father out of the bunker.
He's passed on. I said, feeling hurt.
Did you kill him?
No, he left on his own terms. I said, looking at my tears hitting the body.
I'm sorry, Rebecca.
He lost his son and was blinded by grief that he burned down the hospital. Afterwards, he was regretful about his actions that he decided to take his own life.
I hold Tiffany's hands tight, letting her know that I'll never do it. Tiffany smiles at me, acknowledging her love as a sister.
He wasn't a bad man, just a broken one I would have become if I had succeeded in my revenge.
I take the body from Rebecca. Let's report back to Jane. She needs to know what happened and maybe he'll see his son again. We stay silent as we leave the forest. We failed to save a life.
I'm the queen of broken toys, the music box that don't make noise, the friends I don't have think it's weird, I keep the things that disappear, I fall in love.
A week has passed and everyone has gathered at the funeral. The children and nurses that were killed are being buried, including the father and his son. Sally plays her guitar while Artist sings while playing the piano. Rebecca looks to the side to find Grim looking behind the tree. She looks scared at first until she sees the father. His son is standing right next to him holding his hand. All three of them wave goodbye to Rebecca. She waves back feeling confused. Tiffany holds Rebecca's hand, giving a soft smile, acknowledging what she saw. The wolves howl as they load the children in the grave. Bigby walks to Daniel, grieving over his lost friends.
It's okay to weep, my son. This is your family, for they all love you very much as you love them. I know you would have traded places with them without hesitation. I love you, my son.
Bigby said, holding back his tears. Daniel cries with Bigby. Despite of everything that's happened, they all forgave the father for his actions. They understand that life is too short to hold anger in your heart. Rebecca walks over to place a flower with Tiffany. They both give their silent goodbyes. Rebecca hugs Tiffany and cries on her shoulder. Tiffany brushes her hair and comforts her.
I know we haven't known each other for very long, but I feel so close to you. You're my sister, and I will always love you and be here for you. I'm happy you didn't go deeper into your dark path, because without you, I would be hurt not knowing a wonderful sister like you is around. I love you, Rebecca.
Rebecca cries even harder knowing that she will never be alone again. For a new bond of sisterly love is formed, not by death, but from life. A new life that will keep them forever bond. Bigby and Daniel walk together in the graveyard to talk privately.
I'm really proud of you, Daniel. You held yourself like a true leader in my absences.
Thanks, Dad, but to be honest, I couldn't have done it without Rebecca. She helped me keep my cool during everything.
I know, son. You have a lot to learn from them, and maybe you should stay with them.
What? But Dad, my place is in the hospital with you and the children.
Don't worry about them. Besides, you can still visit and play if you wish, and one day you will return their leader.
Daniel looks sad by this news.
Don't worry, my son. I will always love you and be by your side no matter what. You're my second chance.
Daniel rubs on Bigby.
Okay, stop. Keep this up and people will think we're dogs. Besides, I already talked it over with Amber and Jane. They said you can stay with them. Plus, I think Rebecca could use your help too.
Daniel nods and they both walk back to the group. Bigby and Daniel say their goodbyes and Daniel walks up to me. Are you okay with this? Because you don't have to stay if you don't want to.
To be honest, I want to go back. But my father has a point. I have a lot to learn and I need your help in achieving it.
I kneel down to pat Daniel. All right, let's break the news to everyone. We both walk together to the group. Everyone listen up. We have a new guest staying with us. Daniel sits next to me being obedient. Sally smiles and starts to pet him.
Hey, watch it. Oh, never mind.
Everyone gathers around Daniel to pet him. Daniel to wag his tail as he is enjoying being pet.
Although if he's going to stay, shouldn't we give him something to stand out from the rest of the group?
Why? He's a wolf. How does he not stand out?
Rebecca smiles at Daniel.
I think I have something that would look great on him.
We arrive back to the mansion. Daniel walks in again, this time making it his new home.
Wait here, I said while rushing upstairs.
What do you think she's grabbing?
Tiffany shrugs as she is confused too. Rebecca comes back with a red scarf and puts it around Daniel.
This used to belong to my little brother. I want you to have it.
Daniel sniffs the scarf from the scent. It's from her brother. He feels warm and welcomed, almost like her brother is passing the torch to him.
Thank you, Rebecca. I promise to take good care of it. I shall honor your brother's memory by wearing it with pride.
Rebecca pets Daniel and Daniel howls. Everyone starts laughing as they welcome the new member to the team. He wags his tail in excitement as new journeys are to be made. However, our happiness will soon come to an end as an old rival comes back from the grave. I hope we are all ready to face her once more. But this time, Artist will not face her alone.